The dust motes danced in the single shaft of sunlight, piercing Ilara's otherwise dim art studio, illuminating the silence that had become her constant companion. She moved with a practiced, almost robotic grace, her hands tracing the worn edges of a canvas that remained stubbornly blank. Ilara, a gifted artist once celebrated for her vibrant use of color and raw emotional depth, now found her world painted in shades of gray. Her solitary existence was a fortress built around a heart shattered years ago, a betrayal so profound it had not only stolen her joy, but also the very essence of her artistic soul. A flicker of memory, sharp and painful, sliced through the quiet. Ilara saw him, Liam, his eyes alight with a musician's passion, his smile a melody that had once resonated deep within her. He was charisma personified, a whirlwind of energy that had swept her off her feet and into a shared dream. They had spent countless nights beneath a canopy of stars, sketching plans for their future. A sprawling art studio where her canvases would sing and his music would fill the air, a life woven together with threads of creativity and boundless love. Their connection had been undeniable, a symphony of two souls perfectly attuned. Then, one desolate morning, the music had stopped. Liam was gone. He left behind only a cryptic note, a few hastily scrawled words that offered no explanation, only a broken promise that echoed endlessly in Ilara's empty apartment. The despair that followed was a suffocating blanket, smothering her ambition, her talent, everything that made her Ilara. Her brushes lay untouched, her canvases gathered dust, monuments to a passion abandoned, a future irrevocably lost. The vibrant colors of her past had bled into a monochrome existence, each day a testament to the void Liam had left behind. Weeks turned into months, months into years, yet the wound festered. Ilara clung to the fragments of their love, even as a gnawing suspicion began to take root. It was Lena, a former mutual friend, who inadvertently watered the seed of doubt. During a chance encounter, her eyes, usually so direct, had darted away, a subtle shift in her demeanor when Liam's name arose. Lena had spoken in hushed tones, hinting at Liam's true nature, of a hidden agenda Ilara had been too blinded by love to see. The words were vague, yet potent, planting a seed of unease that Ilara had tried desperately to ignore. She wanted to forget, to bury the pain and the questions, but the need for answers was a relentless tide, steadily eroding her resolve. On an easel in the corner of her studio stood a half-finished painting, a stark, unfinished portrait of a storm-tossed sea. It had been her last piece before Liam's disappearance, a poignant symbol of her unresolved heartbreak, its unmixed colors mirroring the chaos within her. She rarely looked at it, yet its presence was a constant, silent reminder of what she had lost. Then, one rainy afternoon, a small, unassuming package arrived. Inside, nestled amongst crumpled newspaper, was an old, unmarked cassette tape. Ilara stared at it, a tremor running through her hand. Cassette tapes belonged to a bygone era, a relic from a time she had actively tried to erase. Her fingers, trembling slightly, found an old, dusty player tucked away in a forgotten drawer. She inserted the tape, the click echoing unnaturally loud in the quiet studio. The hiss of the tape filled the air, followed by muffled voices. Ilara leaned closer, her breath catching in her throat. It was Liam's voice, unmistakable yet strained, arguing fiercely with an unknown speaker about a deal and a sacrifice. The words were fragmented, laced with desperation and a chilling undercurrent of fear. A cold dread seeped into Ilara's bones. This was no ordinary betrayal. This was something far darker, far more sinister. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. The muffled recording on the cassette tape shattered the fragile peace Ilara had meticulously constructed around her heart. It was a brutal awakening, replacing the dull ache of betrayal with a sharp, insistent demand for truth. Liam hadn't simply abandoned her. He had been embroiled in something terrifying, something that resonated with a dangerous undertone. Her grief, once a passive burden, now transformed into a fierce resolve. She would uncover the truth behind his disappearance, not for reconciliation, but for understanding, for the closure that had eluded her for so long. Her initial investigation was a journey into the ghosts of her past. She revisited old haunts, cafes where they'd shared dreams, art galleries where their futures had seemed boundless. Each familiar corner held a whisper of what was, and a stark reminder of what wasn't. She reached out to estranged friends, those who had drifted away after Liam's sudden departure, their faces reflecting a mixture of sympathy and discomfort. Most offered platitudes or vague recollections, unwilling or unable to delve deeper. It was during one of these fruitless inquiries that she encountered Ethan. He was a detective assigned to a cold case Liam's disappearance had become, though he'd long since shelved it. Ethan, with his perpetually tired eyes and cynical demeanor, initially dismissed Ilara's fervent claims of a conspiracy. He saw another heartbroken woman clinging to desperate theories, another victim of a charismatic con man. "People disappear, Ilara," he'd stated flatly. "Sometimes they just don't want to be found." But Ilara's unwavering conviction, coupled with the unexpected arrival of the cassette tape, chipped away at his professional skepticism. As Ilara delved deeper, discrepancies in Liam's past began to surface. Tiny fissures in the carefully constructed facade she had once adored. There were whispers of sudden, unexplained wealth, followed by equally sudden destitution, shady business dealings, and a pattern of manipulation that extended beyond their relationship. He had borrowed heavily, gambled recklessly, and left a trail of broken promises long before he met her. It painted a picture of a man constantly teetering on the edge, always seeking a quick fix, always one step ahead of ruin. The more she dug, the clearer the outline of a powerful, shadowy organization began to emerge. It wasn't spoken of directly, but alluded to in coded messages. She found scribbled in old contact books, in hushed conversations quickly cut short when she approached. It was a pervasive, unseen force, its tendrils reaching into every corner of Liam's desperate life. She found an old leather-bound journal hidden beneath loose floorboards in their old apartment, a place she swore she had scoured countless times. Its pages, filled with Liam's familiar handwriting, detailed his mounting struggles with debt, his growing desperation, and a pact he had made. A deal that guaranteed his safety, but demanded an unspeakable sacrifice. The entries grew increasingly frantic, revealing Liam's profound fear and regret, a chilling realization that he was trapped, a pawn in a game far larger and more dangerous than he could comprehend. He hadn't betrayed her willingly, he had been forced. With this newfound understanding, Ilara confronted Lena. The mutual friend, her face etched with guilt, finally confessed. Lena had been an unwitting accomplice, manipulated by Liam, who, in turn, was being manipulated by the organization. He had used Lena's connections, her naivete, to further their agenda, promising her a cut of non-existent profits. Lena revealed that Liam had been coerced into a dangerous game, his freedom and possibly his life hanging in the balance. Ethan, now fully intrigued by Ilara's relentless findings and the journal's damning evidence, began to assist her officially, seeing the depth of the conspiracy that had ensnared Liam. Together, they re-examined Liam's last cryptic note. Its seemingly random phrases, once dismissed as the ramblings of a desperate man, now revealed a hidden message, a desperate plea for help, pointing to a secret, desolate location, an abandoned theater on the outskirts of the city. The abandoned theater loomed ahead, a skeletal silhouette against the bruised twilight sky, its broken windows like vacant eyes, staring into the void. Ilara and Ethan raced towards it, the detective's grim determination matching Ilara's own surging adrenaline. They knew Liam was inside, a captive, a pawn, and potentially a target. The shadowy organization, sensing their net closing, would stop at nothing to ensure his silence. As they breached the decaying structure, the air grew heavy with the scent of dust and decay, a fitting stage for the drama about to unfold. Inside, the theater was a labyrinth of shadows and echoes. Muffled voices led them further into its depths until they found themselves in the wings of the main stage. There, illuminated by a single bare bulb, stood Liam, gaunt and pale, surrounded by a handful of menacing figures. His eyes, once full of sparkling ambition, now held a haunted, defeated look. He was weaker than Ilara remembered, but undeniably alive. The moment he saw her, a flicker of recognition, then profound shame crossed his face. He confessed, his voice hoarse, the entire sordid tale of his forced betrayal, the crushing debt, the threats against his family, the impossible choices he'd been forced to make. He had been a puppet, dancing to the organization's cruel tune, his life and Ilara's future collateral in a game he couldn't win. A sudden commotion erupted. Ethan, ever the strategist, had anticipated a trap. He created a diversion, drawing the attention of two of the enforcers. Seizing the opportunity, Ilara, fueled by a surge of artistic ingenuity, grabbed a forgotten stage light, its powerful beam cutting through the gloom. She aimed it, not at the men, but at a precarious stack of old scenery flats, sending them crashing down with a deafening roar. In the ensuing chaos, Liam, propelled by an unexpected burst of survival instinct, scrambled free. It was a desperate, adrenaline-fueled escape. A frantic dash through the decaying theater, Ethan covering their retreat with surprising agility. The climax unfolded rapidly outside. Ilara, thinking quickly, had a bold idea. She used her phone not to call for help, but to stream live, capturing the fleeing members of the organization as they burst from the theater. She narrated, her voice trembling but clear, exposing their faces, their vehicles, and the illegal activities she had pieced together from Liam's journal and Lena's confession. The live feed, amplified by Ethan's discreet call to his contacts, quickly reached the authorities. The shadowy organization, caught in the harsh glare of public scrutiny, began to crumble. Their carefully constructed empire of manipulation and fear dissolved under the weight of evidence and exposure, leading to Liam's freedom and the public downfall of their treachery. In the aftermath, Ilara found herself grappling with a new, complex set of emotions. Forgiveness was not a switch she could simply flip. Understanding Liam's predicament, the depth of his fear and regret, was one thing. Absolving him of the pain he caused, another entirely. The journey of healing was slow, a delicate process of untangling threads of anger, sorrow, and lingering affection. She returned to her art studio, not to mourn, but to create. The half-finished painting of the storm-tossed sea remained on her easel. But now, she saw it differently. It was not a symbol of brokenness, but of resilience. A quiet reconciliation unfolded between Ilara and Liam, not a return to their romantic past, but an acknowledgement of their shared trauma. They spoke of the future, not as a couple, but as two individuals forever linked by a crucible of pain and survival. There was a quiet understanding, a respect born from shared adversity, and the possibility of a different, more mature connection. Ilara's final painting was a vibrant, hopeful piece. It depicted a lone figure standing on a sun-drenched shore, the tempestuous sea now calm, reflecting an endless sky. It symbolized her journey of self-discovery, her resilience, and the transformation of her deepest wounds into a source of profound strength. She had found peace, not in forgetting, but in understanding, her art now a testament to her unwavering spirit and the enduring power of healing.